you should all know where this is going. If you saw my rant on the Breadwinners pilot before I mentioned I was going to do a review on the Nickelodeon series, I am so angry, frazzled, I cannot even get a stinking sentence out of my mouth. Just give me a second here. I just had to watch 10 minutes of an episode of Breadwinners, the Nickelodeon 2014 series. Yeah, that's right. The series that was inspired by that awful pilot. You remember the pilot I reviewed in my rant of this? I also mentioned the series in that rant. Breadwinners is just as bad as it gets. I mentioned that the show had a 2.7. Well, now on IMDb, it went from a 2.7 to a 2.5 and back to a 2.7. What does that tell you? This show is just as horrible as its pilot. The animation is a little better, but it is still horrible. The humor is lackluster toilet humor that is non-stop, and it just keeps going and going and going. And its theme song, don't even get me started on its theme song. If you want to hear it, then let me give you an audio sample. Hold on a minute. Don't worry about the dogs. My dogs, they're just going nuts for some stupid reason. Hold on, guys. Here it is, Breadwinners theme song. Get a listen to this and you'll see how stupid it is. Do you see where I'm getting at? That wasn't even a theme song, or even an intro for that matter. It was just two stupid lyrics and the two idiotic characters talking. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the main characters' names in this show are Sway Sway and Badoose. What kind of names are those? I mean, really? Those are. I'm at a loss for words. I thought Fanboy and Chum Chum was as bad as it got, but this makes Fanboy and Chum Chum look like comedy gold. I have no sympathy. No sympathy at all for this cartoon. And you want to know something else? The voice acting is beyond obnoxious. I was hesitant at doing a review of this series after I did the pilot. But you know what? To give you guys something new, I wanted to review this horrible excuse for a TV show. How is this cartoon ranked #1 for children? How? I This is my theory. Nickelodeon probably ranked it to #1. I'm convinced. The animation may be a little bit better, a teeny bit better, but it's still, I know I already mentioned this, but it needs to be mentioned again. It is still the most horrible piece of crap I have ever seen. And the humor, I already mentioned the humor, but it needs to be mentioned again. All the humor is fart jokes, butt jokes, you name it. Seriously, Nickelodeon, how old do you think your viewing audience is? We don't find this crud funny anymore. I mean, some of us can imagine ourselves being 12 years old and thinking that this stuff is funny, but we're not 12 years old anymore. I'm almost 20 years old, and I have grown out of liking fart jokes. There are some exceptions where that type of humor can be laughed at. Shrek, for example. Shrek is okay. But this, I'm sorry. Breadwinners is the lowest of the low. At the bottom of the barrel, it is the worst cartoon series I have ever seen. And I had to go onto Nickelodeon.com to watch it. And you should have seen the expression on my face while I was watching the thing. If you had seen me watching the episode Stank Breath, you would have seen how disgusted I was. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that this show, from what I've heard from other ranters of this cartoon, it rips off SpongeBob. Did Nickelodeon not notice this? Did they not realize that this thing, I'm not even gonna call it a show. I call the pilot a thing. I can certainly call this serious a thing. Did Nickelodeon seriously, really, are the executives at Nickelodeon that stupid? Did they not realize that this thing was ripping off one of their most successful cartoons? Apparently not. Okay, I gotta calm down. So here's my final word of advice. If you happen to go on to Channel 31, and if you happen to see Breadwinners in one of their promos that says coming up next, turn off the channel and watch the Hub or whatever channel that has redeeming quality. Leave Breadwinners out. Do not watch Breadwinners. Don't even look it up. Don't even type it in the YouTube search box. Gee, and I thought Uncle Grandpa was horrible. This makes Uncle Grandpa look decent. This is Jesse670 signing out.